Hello and welcome to 100 Yards of Football Sports Talk Radio. I'm your producer, Jeremiah Long, and joining me to talk about Brock Bowers from the University of Georgia is our host, the man himself, a man who knows what color shirt he was wearing on which day the last time his favorite team won the national championship. It's himself, Mr. Vincent Turner. How's it going, bro?
Hey, how you doing this morning, Mr. Jeremiah Daniel Long?
Hey, I am so happy to be up about on this Monday morning talking about football. We're only a month or so away before we really kick everything off. And, we get to have the next few months of Christmas all the way up until Christmas. Then we get to look forward to playoffs and Super Bowl after that. So, we're about to come into our season, our part of the year that makes us the most excited. And I couldn't be more excited to be here with you today talking about what's about to happen in college football. So, we broadcast live here from Atlanta, Georgia. We have a special place in our heart for the Georgia Bulldogs, as most people do across the country, I think we can assume. And this is a player who can be a game changer. So tell us, what is going on with Brock Bowers?
Brock Bowers is 100 yards of football preseason offensive player of the year. And when you look at this young man coming in 2 years ago, I'm going to tell you a true story. I'm very good friends with one of the diehard Georgia fans that I've been knowing almost 15 years since I've been living in Atlanta, Georgia. His name is Joy T. Taylor. And he told me when this young man came in from Napa, California, that he was going to be one of the greatest football players that ever played at the University of Georgia. And I got to thinking, that's kind of funny him saying that, because the young man plays tight end. And then you look at the Georgia, if you look at the overall tradition from an offensive standpoint, you think about all the great running backs they've had, from Herschel Walker to Rodney Hampton to Tim Worley to Todd Gurley, Sonny Michel. And you saying yourself, how is this gentleman coming in from Napa, California, as a true freshman 2 years ago, is going to be able to become one of the greatest football players in Georgia football history, especially after 2 years? But you look what the young man has done at the tight end position. And I've been following this college game for a long time. And I've seen some great players, especially at the tight end position. Dave Casper at Notre Dame, Ken McAfee at Notre Dame, Junior Miller at Nebraska, Gordon Hudson at BYU, Keith Jackson at the University of Oklahoma. And I want to stay off this point, but when I was doing my research, and I was a freshman at the University of Arkansas back in 1978, and I said to myself, I've seen the greatest football player at the tight end position. His name was Kellen Winslow. They played in Missouri. I have to say Brock Bowers is in that same category. I don't mean to be upsetting anybody this morning here on 100 Years Football, but this guy is really, really good. And you think about his skill set at the tight end position, and initial quickness, A+, coverage recognition, A+, the hand, soft, can catch everything, A+. Then you think about the release off the line of scrimmage as a tight end, A+, the separation, A+. Now, this is what I really like about Brock Bowers, that he really improved on last year in his sophomore season. Can split cover 2 coverage, A+. Then inline blocker, A+. And the final skill set I love about Brock Bowers, FBI, football intelligence. And then look what the young man has did in 2 years. In 30 games, 119 receptions, 1,824 yards, 20 touchdowns, averaging almost 16 yards a catch, just from the tight end position. Then Georgia's used him on tight end reverses, 13 attempts rushing, 165 yards. He's averaging 12 yards carrying the football. Add 4 more touchdowns to that. The young man from the tight end position at a school that's known for football, that has produced Herschel Walker, and scored 24 touchdowns in 2 seasons. And then think about this. He needs 10 touchdowns this season to become the all-time Georgia leader in touchdown receptions in school history. This young man is a very, very professional football player. And I would say this. In my last 25 years of watching college football, he is definitely one of the most explosive football players that came on the college scene from the tight end position. My final words about Brock Bowers, this gentleman right here, is going to be, when you look at a first-team All-American after the season is over with, and he's got a great chance of being an offensive player of the year on the national level. And all I have to say, in 2 years, 119 receptions, 1,824 yards, 20 touchdowns receiving, 4 touchdowns on the ground, and the biggest caveat, 2 national championship rings. If you like the video today, please comment and share it. We'll surely appreciate it here on 100 Yards of Football.